Alright, so let's review real quick. Let me bring up my own little equation. Let me see it. F of x equals to x squared. Give me a number, guys. Give me a number.
12.
12. That's a good number. 12. You want it positive or negative? You can just pay attention right now. I'm reviewing. We've all written this down. I'm reviewing. You want it positive or negative? You want it positive? Alright, it's positive. Then I'll make this one negative, and I'll make it 7x. Alright, factor it. Factor. That's the first thing we did here in this unit, right? Factor it. Find its factors. By the way, it's written in standard form right now. I want it in factored form. This is standard form. This is already in standard form. How do we know it's already in standard form? Remember what standard form is? Remember, highest power all the way to lowest power. X squared, x to the 1, x to the 0, no x, right? No x over here. See how it's high power to the lowest power? That's standard form, okay? In standard form, if you don't have this written down, just write it down. This is the standard form. Is ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, right? And all we care about here, well, see how we're following the pattern, the highest power to the lowest power? All we care about is the coefficient, the letters in front, a, b, and c. Okay, that's what we care about. That's the only purpose for standard form. It's got to equal 0, we got it in order. That's why it's a, b, and c in alphabetical order, okay? And so if I were to look at this equation, see it's already in standard form? What is A? Yeah, the number in front of x squared, right? There's no number, it's an imaginary 1. A is 1. What about B? What is B? Negative 7. Remember, the symbol to the left is its symbol. Negative 7. And don't see the x, it's just a number, okay? And what about C? What is C? C equals 12, okay? We're going to make these numbers come to life in a bit. I want you guys to factor this, practice what we've done already. F of x equals, let's factor this. What's the step 1 factoring? Yes, parentheses, parentheses, right? Remember, we have an exponent, we have a square, which means two things multiplied. So two things multiplied, for sure two things multiplied, right? What's the first thing we look at?
X squared.
X squared. How do we get x squared?
XX.
XX, right? First term, first term. And then what do we look at?
The 12.
Okay, we
Or
can
the
look at the 12.
signs.
That's fine. You can look at whatever one you want. Okay, we can look at the signs, we can look at the 12. You want to look at the 12, we can look at the 12. What do we have to look at the 12 for? Find the factors of 12. What are the factors of 12?
1, 12,
1 and 12.
2,
Go in order. 1, 2. Oh, you did go in order. You just said 6 first, right? Yeah, you're right. 2 and 6. What else?
3, 4.
3 and 4. What else?
4 and 3.
4 and 3. So I'm repeating the 4.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm done, right? That's why you want to go in order so you go hit every single possibility. So this is my pool. My pool of possibilities right here, right? I'm either going to use the 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and the 3 and the 4, right? Well, that's why I have to look at the signs. What is the sign telling me?
That it's going to add.
That we're going to be adding. Yeah, that's for putting this. I'm just saying to pick the numbers, right? To pick the numbers, that number tells us that
We're going to add.
we're going to add to become
7.
Seven.
Negative 7.
these two numbers multiply. Two numbers multiply to become a 12. And then I'm going to add them to become 7. Which two add to become 7?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. So I'm going to have to use 3 and 4. Now we look at the signs again, right? If the sign at the end is positive, what is that telling me? They're the same. And this sign tells me
Then the bigger number.
the bigger number is negative, right?
Yeah.
Which was bigger, 3 or 4?
4.
4. This was negative. And if they're both the same, and this was negative, what must this one be?
Negative.
Oh. Done, right? Booyah. Oh, so when after I taught you how to factor, I took another step forward, right?
Mhm.
Then I added something else to it, a solution set.
Yeah.
What does x have to be? So this goes to 0.
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Negative 3 minus 3
Minus
is
3.
positive 3. Remember, you flip the sign, right? That means that x equals 3 and x equals what?
Positive 4.
Positive 4. These are my two solutions. X equals 4 and x equals 3. Those are my two solutions. Why would I need to teach you anything else if this is so easy? Because this is easy, right?
Because some of them aren't solvable.
Exactly. Some of them are non-factorable, right? But we know that two things multiply, so they gotta have factors. So let's find out how we're gonna do this. What was the thing I was starting to teach you guys? If it's fail-proof, it will always work. It'll show you the factors if you can't think of them.
Negative below some. That's all.
Yeah, negative
Yeah.
point is all you can think of. It's called the quadratic formula, right? Quadratic equation. This is a quadratic formula. Alright, I am 2. This is gonna find me my factors. You guys remember the story? Who remembers the story?
Oh, I don't know.
No?
Negative
I do.
boy
Negative boy
who couldn't decide.
who couldn't decide
To go to a radical party.
to go to a radical party.
The boy was a square.
The boy was a square, so he
And missed out on 4 awesome chicks.
missed out on 4 awesome chicks, and
Because the party ended at 2 a.m.
at 2 a.m. Perfect, perfect. That's messed up. Because he missed out. Just don't be that boy. Don't be a square. Alright, so this was a little important about the standard form. Our standard form brought us my A, B's, and C's. Notice in my equation, there's nothing but A, B's, and C's.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So guess what I have to do with those A, B's, and C's?
You're gonna.
Starts with an S, ends with the substitute.
Substitute.
Substitute. Yes. A equals 1. Let's see, can I do this here? I don't know the whole thing. I was going to try it. We said from this equation, this was our question, right? This was our question. I'm going to rewrite the question in case you don't see it. F of x equals to x squared minus 7x plus 12. Right here. It's minus. So that means that A equals 1, the number in front of x squared. B equals positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. Pay attention to those signs. One wrong sign, the whole thing is going to start to become a headache. Okay? And C equals positive 12, right? Perfect. So let's do it. Let's substitute. So now this is going to equal to, so remember, the formula says negative boy, right? This negative is telling you that whatever B is here, you get the opposite of that B. Remember, negative means opposite. So you get the opposite of B. What is B?
Negative 7.
So what is the opposite of negative 7?
Positive 7.
Positive 7. So we're going to start with a positive 7. Positive 7. And then what do? What is that?
Okay, this now makes positive.
Yeah, you couldn't decide, right? That means it's both positive and negative, okay? Now, I am going to take my time right here because I was stuck there too. All right? What the heck does this mean? This is new to us, right? Just remember, it's both positive and negative. Because you couldn't decide if you're going to go or not go. And then everything else is going to be written, right? We're going to have a square root. And we're going to have a division bar. And we're going to have a 2 and an A. Okay, so let's go inside the radical. B squared, what's B? Negative 7, negative 7 squared. Notice how I put parentheses around negative 7? Because I want the whole number to be squared. I don't want to forget that that number is squared. It should be positive after I square it. Then I have a minus symbol. Remember, this 4 is part of your equation, okay? This 4 is always going to be there. Always. That's why it's 4 awesome chicks. Because that 4 is always there, okay? What's A? 1. Now, if I just put a 1 there, it looks like 41, right? So make sure you put parentheses around it to tell you that this is 4 times 1. Got something?
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, so, and finally, for a
Well, C is
C,
12.
which is 12. There we go. And again, put parentheses around it. So you know you're multiplying those three numbers. And then all over 2a. What is a?
1.
1. Boom. Alright, this is what we got now, right? And again, you're going to get a little stuck because there's so much numbers, right? What to do. That's what I'm here for. I'm here so you can focus your eyes. This is what I'm telling you. Right here, inside the radicand, right in there, that's the stuff you're going to deal with next, okay? That's the important stuff. This number inside the radical is actually very important. It's called a determinant. And we're going to focus into this algebra. What I want you guys to practice is just setting it up like this. If you set it up correctly, then we deal with algebra. But working with the algebra, if you don't set it up correctly, you're going to be busting your head. So, question number 1. Let's start doing these worksheets. In fact, let me show you the aha. Let me finish this, okay? Let me finish. Follow this on. Let me show you the aha. Okay, all the stuff inside is going to turn into 2 numbers. Okay? It's actually going to turn into 1 number. But look at this. Negatives. Negative 7 squared minus 4 times 1 times 12. What's negative 7 squared?
49.
49. Minus 4 times 1 times 12.
48.
48. There we go. Right? And yeah, it is negative 48 because 4 is negative, right? What's 49 minus 48?
1.
1. All this stuff inside of here becomes a 1.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to rewrite it at the very bottom. Let me get some room. I'm going to put it right here. You guys have this down, right? Just have that down? Good. I'm going to rewrite it right here. Now I got x equals negative 7, no wait, positive 7, plus or minus the square root of 1 divided by 2a, which is 2 times 1, which is just 2, right? This is where we're at. We went from all this stuff, right, to just this stuff now. Next step is look inside that square root. That's the only thing that's kind of weird. Not the only thing, 2 things that are kind of weird. But what is the square root of 1? 1. So now I have negative 7 plus or minus is 1 divided by 2. Good? Everybody's good? So far? Yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to finish because this next part is where I got stuck too, so I want to make sure you guys hear it. Okay? Because this is something new to you guys, right? This thing right here? I've seen plus, I've seen minus, but I've never seen plus or minus, right? So that's why I want to make sure you don't stress. You get to here, you're going to be stuck. Like, what did I do? From right here, you got to remember, you couldn't decide. So you got to play out both parts. If you did go or if you didn't go. One of them is going to be the plus, the other one's going to be the minus. So I'm going to rewrite the negative 7, the 1, and the 2. The negative 7, the 1, and the 2. But the sign right here in the middle. Right here. Negative 7, the 1, and the 2. The only difference between these two equations is that this one, this plus, is going to go over here. And this one's going to carry the minus. Do you guys see how it's the exact same equation except now one of them's positive, one's negative?
Yeah.
What this really does is save you work. If you didn't do that, you would have to just literally write the whole thing twice. Right? So I was like, this is going to be the only difference. So let me just do it like this, and at the very end, I'll split it up. So I'm going to do 2 little equations instead of 2 huge equations. That make sense? Yes? Good. All right, so what is negative 7 plus 1?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. Divided by 2?
Negative 3.
Good. That means that negative 3 equals to my x. My x is negative 3. What about over here? Negative 7 minus 1.
Negative 8.
Negative 8. Divided by 2?
Negative 4.
Good. That means that negative 4 equals to my x. Huh. So remember that these two are my answers right there? Okay? But we had already done this question, right?
Yeah.
What about positives and negatives over here? What's going on?
You're gonna find the square roots of them.
No, I already did.
Yeah, but 6 and 8, you have to split that in half.
Oh, can you guys see my mistake? I had to check my answers, right? I saw, oh my god, 3 is not the same as negative 3. 4 is not the same as negative 4. Did you see it? See, I told you one sign changes
There's
everything.
like
Yeah, right? I
I was wondering
I
at the
goofed it.
beginning, but you kept going, so I was like, okay, maybe he is right.
No, I goofed it. This is positive. All of a sudden I made it negative. Right? This should have been positive. They all should have been positive. Right?
I was gonna ask you about that, but I wasn't here on
Sorry.
Thursday, so I was like, okay.
You'll catch up.
So the
But this is, so far, you okay? Yeah? Yeah, I just goofed up. They were positives, and for some reason I made them negatives. I don't know why.
so
So,
the
let,
answers would be different then.
yes, the answers would be
Would
different.
be
So let me erase this thing right here.
positive 8.
Yeah, this is redo it real quick. This little spot right here at the very end. Now I have positive 7 plus 1.
8.
8. What is 8 divided by 2?
4.
4. That means that x equals 4. And over here? Positive 7 minus 1?
6.
6 divided by 2? 3. That means that x equals 3. Well then, now we're good. X equals 3, x equals 4. And when I factored it, the solution set were the exact same numbers. So doing the quadratic formula and factoring, exact same thing. Exact same thing, except this is fail proof. Okay? Some questions will not be factorable. So if you're busting your head trying to factor something, don't. Go straight here, find out what the roots are. Okay? I'm going to show you how finding the root, how these numbers, how easily you could go back, put it here. Go back to factor form. Okay? That'll be later. Alright, so let's look at question number 1. Somebody read me question number 1?
P to the power of 4.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, p to the power of 4.
No, that's the wrong worksheet. I'm doing that for IU3. That's the wrong worksheet. Dude, we're doing the wrong stuff.
Again.
Again, yeah.
You need to screw on your head a little bit more.
And I just grabbed the wrong pack. That's the one I had wrong last time. That's the one I told the other class to throw it. No. Worksheets anywhere on the desk? You don't see them? Stop this anyway.